Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another review. This time not of a Lego set. Actually, this is obviously a Halo Mega BLOXS set. I happened to stumble upon this in a store and I literally never see these stocked, and there's no like online place to seemingly conveniently get them. So I saw it. It was on sale for $10 off. It retails for 30, 342 pieces. I got it for 20. And, you know, I'm a big Halo guy, and Mega BLOXS is obviously the only thing that does Halo, like, well, not the only thing, but, you know, Lego equivalent, and they do Halo stuff. And I've always been interested, but again, I've never been able to find one. So, pretty glad to find this one. It's the Arctic Burn Wasp. Looks pretty good. Comes with 2 Spartans. Looks like a side build with some fusion coils and control panel. It's got the Halo Infinite logo in the bottom here. The side shows off the set. You know, what would be probably on a Halo ring in action. The back shows off more of the set and the Spartans. And then the other side is Master Chief. And you cut it open. Right here, there's tape that doesn't show up too well. You see that shimmer. Cut the tape at the sides, and then I think it just folds open, like from here. So I will do that and see what the inside looks like. So comes with 8 bags. It seems like one small thing. It seems like it's a slightly different plastic material from the other Lego bags. So, I mean, that's not a big deal. 8 bags, but it's probably, you know, Lego, when it has like, you know, maybe 2 or 3 bags for a set of this size or an equivalent, these smaller bags would just be inside a bigger bag. So they have more numbered bags, and then the box does open up like that. So a little bit different than a Lego one. And then the instruction manual, you know, unlike Lego, they do still have, looks like, I mean, it's just kind of a grid pattern in the background, but they've got a little bit of decoration. Same as Lego in the back, showing all the pieces used, and then that art on the side of the box in the instruction manual as well. And then it doesn't seem like they're gonna show off any of the other Mega BLOXS sets, so I mean, that's a little different than Lego, I guess, but not even every Lego set shows off other sets. And then it looks like it's saying you can flip to page 52 if you just want to build the fusion coil, or in page 5 for the actual Wasp and start building that. So let's get this thing built. All right, so now that the set is built, I thought, since this is my first and maybe not last, but a rare Mega BLOXS set, I thought before I go into my normal review structure of going over the figs and then the build, I thought I'd point out some of the positives and negatives of Mega BLOXS, sort of, I guess, just from what I noticed from this set. So negatives first, because there's not that many. First off, a really small one for the assault rifle. There's a little sliding piece right here for like the sight, ammo counter, whatever, that for some reason, instead of just being molded into the gun already, you have to slide on, and it comes in like a separate little plastic bag. And that just seems like, one, a waste of plastic, and not like a waste of plastic, just like making plastic for no reason. I don't know why it's not just molded on. Maybe there is some process there that I don't understand, but it seems like it should just be molded into the gun. But also, the brick quality is pretty good, but they don't click together like quite as nicely as a Lego brick. They're a little bit harder to like fully push all the way in. I definitely think Lego still has that nailed down in terms of just the right amount of, as they call it, clutch power, like just the right amount of give before a brick clicks together, and, you know, how much before it pulls apart. I think it just takes a little too much to push in for this set. I do like there is no stickers, so that's a nice thing. I do always appreciate. There's plenty of things where probably at a $30 price point that would be a sticker on a Lego set, and I'll get to them when I get to the set. So that was nice to see. There's a lot of unique pieces, like unique molded stuff that's pretty neat. I do like the molded weapons. They look pretty good. All in all, I think pretty positive. If anything, I guess I just wish these were more readily available in regular retail. Like, I'd love to have a couple more Halo sets. But really, mostly pretty positive. The instructions also not as good. They were at least a little bit more confusing to me. But I did like the one thing they had. They would highlight where something would go, which Lego does sometimes, occasionally, but it's not a consistent thing, and they had that consistently for like everything, so I thought that was good. But moving on, that was a lot. Time to talk about first the Spartans. They come on with these little green plates to have them be able to stand up, you know, on a surface. And so first one, I'm pretty sure that's a Gungnir helmet. I don't think I'm saying that right, but I think that's the helmet he's wearing. And then they show in the instructions, and there goes the assault rifle. That's I will have to get that. But you're able to pull off all the armor and stuff, which, like, I suppose if you have like multiple, maybe that means it's customizable. I'm not entirely sure, but you're able to pull off the shoulder. The chest piece, I think, is a little difficult, but it shows you can pull it apart into 2 pieces. So I don't think I can do it right now, but that is something it showed. And then I think maybe just a lot of stuff pulls off, so you can seemingly customize your Spartans how you would like, which I think is pretty neat. They're obviously very posable. They're all on ball joints, and there's slight elbow joints, so there's more range of posability here than on a Lego figure, which is pretty cool. I still think I'd prefer a Lego figure, probably just because I've grown up used to them. Didn't grow up having Mega BLOXS, but still, I think they're good, and they do stand on their own, you know, as long as you have a flat surface like the table. And then the other Spartan also looks good. I'm pretty sure he's wearing an ODST helmet and has some slightly different chest armor and the different shoulders as well. He also looks good. He comes with a spanker, M4A1, and then there's also the assault rifle, and it also looks pretty good. It's the, I believe, MA5D variant. That's the one for Halo Infinite, which is what this set is from and promoting. So both look pretty good. I'd say I'm a fan, even if I'll still probably prefer a Lego figure. I do think, like, for this, not that Lego would ever get the Halo theme, like, licensing, but I think for Spartans and stuff, I think definitely their style of a figure does work better for the armor. I think a Lego minifigure Spartan would probably just look bad. So for this, I think they look good. I like how they look. Also, before getting into the set, this is their version of a brick separator. Pretty neat. Not too much different. They've got sort of all the same stuff, you know, way to grab the bricks on either side. And then the only real difference is, other than a dip in the wedge part, is they've got this right here, so you can like go straight down and grab a piece. So I think it's actually a pretty good brick separator. Not that that's like the main deal. So first off, really quick, the fusion coils, they look good. They have some of the molded pieces I was talking about that are really nice. There's more examples on the actual Wasp. And then nice little printed panel, UNSC logo in the top right, and then just energy readings, it seems like, diagram of the fusion coil, all that good stuff. And that's it. Not really too many features with just this, just like a little side build, but still pretty cool. The main thing though is the Wasp. And the one interesting thing while building is they did something I don't think I've ever seen while building a Lego set, and I've built plenty throughout the years. They have this thing where they'll show, you know, add a temporary piece here just to help in building that you remove later. So for example, I actually have one on right now. It's this little clear piece, but I find it kind of helps the ship stand better, because if I take it off, then it does that. So I think the temporary piece is kind of a good thing to have at all times, because it makes it stand up better, which I think probably is part of its intended purpose past the helping you build, because it just makes the set look better. But starting off at the front, the only real problem I have with this set is the guns, the machine guns right here, or what's representing them. I just don't like them. I wish they were more sturdily in there. They kind of wiggle around a lot, and you kind of gotta refix them to the proper orientation. But then you've got the representation for the missile launchers right here. You've got the turbines that have a lot of spinning. That's another pretty cool piece. I feel like I've seen Lego have something similar to this, but still pretty neat. So you're able to rotate them around all sorts of ways to represent whichever way the ship is flying. Right now I've just got them like that because I think it looks pretty nice. And then, for example, printed pieces right there. They all come together, look pretty good. It's a Mega Block Spartan holding a Mega Block, so I think that's pretty fun. And then you got the UNSC logos on both sides near the tail. And then, like a lot of these right here, printed. It's nice. I don't think you'd see that for Lego. And another thing I know people complain about with Lego is they're printing like certain colors not coming through right. So on that end, they also did really good here. They all look good. They're all the same proper color represented. On the back, some thrusters, I'd say probably extra thrusters. And then the cockpit is pretty neat. There's some more cool pieces right here. The one other thing is this kind of doesn't close all the way up sometimes. Like it falls out a little bit and it'll be like that. And it's just a minor annoyance to me, but it's not like a big deal. But you just pull that off, and then like so, and the cockpit folds up, and you've got some handles right here, some steering that you can actually have the figure grab onto and steer. You've got a printed control panel right here. It has UNSC logo, I think probably an enemy radar, and then targeting reticle and all that. And then you've got this really nice molded chair as well that is pretty neat. And honestly, I do wish Lego did stuff like that, made some kind of full mold sometimes maybe, but they don't. And then it is slightly a hassle, I find, to get the figure into the cockpit. It takes a little bit. You gotta arrange them the right way and squeeze them in there. So that's one thing I found that, you know, maybe on a Lego equivalent, you just kind of sit the minifigure legs and boom, slide them in there in like a second. So that's one thing I noticed. But all in all, I mean, a pretty solid model. I'm pretty happy to have this, you know, in the collection. I think it's a really nice looking build. Honestly, I'm just really happy that I found even any sort of Halo build out in the wild, because they don't stock these anywhere. This is a long review, and I don't know if anyone's really gonna be interested, but this was just really neat, really good. I wish it was available more, honestly. Partially just to compete with Lego, right? Because competition's good. So I wish they were at a larger scale than they seemingly are. I think that'd be good for everyone. There are other building like brick brands now that like are actually fairly established and not just like, you know, Lepin or something where it's like just a really bad Chinese knockoff. But that's a topic for a different video. Anyway, if you enjoyed, you want to see more, leave a like, subscribe, do all that, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.